Welcome back to this channel, guys. So before we get started, make sure you click on that subscribe button if you've not subscribed, because majority of my viewers or most of my viewers have not subscribed. I'm sure you mostly found this video through the search box, so make sure you subscribe to get an update from me. So now I told you guys we did analysis about yesterday. I told you guys for the 6th we'll be expecting a bearish move on GBPJPY. Guess what? We've actually gotten that bearish move. Now, and I also told you guys that this GBPJPY is a bearish move. Like, we will take this movement like this, we will see this as a drop, right? I told you guys. Then we would consider this as a correction. We also see this as a new lows, right? Then here comes the correction, right? Then we would be expecting another lows that we need to take out this lows level, yes, this level, and possibly break below it. So at first we want to take out this level, right, on this JPY. But before that, what price is actually giving us, right, is that we're having a drop, but not just straightforward drop, like a lower lows and a lower highs type of drop. So you can see this as a drop, which is more visible on the 4-hour time frame. It is very much visible. You would now see this as a correction, a new lows, right? And I told you guys that after this a pullback, we expect a drop. And guess what? Today, which is 6, we actually opened and closed bearish, right? Which is not yet over. So we will continue the next bearish move for the 7th. So on the 7th also, we will be expecting a bearish move on GBPJPY, right? One, we can see that this price is now below our 10-period moving average. I do tell you guys that once this price is above moving average, then which is 10-period moving average you are using, then we have to look for a way to go long. But once it is below it, you have to look for a way to sell. And I also told you guys that before you actually take this trade, before you actually go and sell this, you would want to go to your 30 minutes time frame. So take a look at it, right? You would want to see multiple break or structure down before you go ahead to take this trade. At first this price was giving us an higher loss. I told you guys, just fold your arms, wait, a pullback will occur, a drop will occur soon. But before you actually take that sell, go to your 30 minutes time frame. Wait for multiple break or structure down before you go ahead to sell. So you can see one drop. We can take a look at a pullback. So if a new structure is being broken, price drops, which I believe it will drop to this level, and we have a pullback on this GBP JPY, then the next thing you would want to do is actually take a sell to our GBPJPY straight down to a level of 164. But before we actually get that, right, that is what I told you guys. Wait for multiple break or structure downward on the 30 minutes time frame before you go ahead to sell. But before we actually get going in depth into that, let's see what this daily time frame actually says. So daily time frame, like we said, we are going bearish. We want to take out this lows, then we will continue our other lows down to a level of 160, which within this week and upper one, you should be able to achieve it. So one of the reasons why we will continue to go bearish is this our JPY index, right? We can see this JPY index, we are having a bullish move. As you can see this bullish move, you can see that this price is above this 10-period moving average. The reason why, as we're having this bullish move, right, we should be expecting a bearish move on this GBPJPY. And again, see, if you take a look at your GBPPS, right, GBP itself is giving us that bullish move. JPY2 is giving us that bullish move. But when you are trading against your JPY, which is more strong, right, you expect a drop on the GBP against the JPY. You expect a drop on any other PS you would be trading against your JPY. So it is one of the reasons why you're having a drop on GBP to JPY, but it is not that much compared to other currency like Swiss franc JPY and CAD JPY. You can see this movement of CAD JPY. You can see the good amount of drop, right, on CAD JPY. You can take a look at this Swiss franc JPY. You can see this good amount of drop on Swiss franc JPY because Swiss franc is dropping, and when you take a look at JPY that is going bullish, of course then you will have strong movements on that space. CAD, it's dropping again. You see CAD pace is falling, and when you compare it to JPY that is going bullish, when you take that trade, you expect a good amount of bullish move, a good amount of movement, sorry, on that trade, right? But when you take a look at this GBP itself, GBP2 is going bullish. I mean, when you take a look at GBP, GBP is giving us that bullish momentum, and JPY is giving us that bullish momentum. There won't be much movement, especially when this price is dropping, or except this GBP itself start dropping. Once this GBP starts dropping, then I can bet it with you that GBP to JPY will give us good amount of drop. But since we are trading to our JPY, right, then we have no other option than to watch our JPY index. So now that we've gotten this pullback, right, so we'll see this as an ice on JPY index. We'd consider this as a correction. Then we will take this as a new highs, and then here comes a correction. Here we've gotten a new highs, and here comes the correction. We've gotten a new highs. After the new highs, what do you expect? A correction. Now, after the correction, what do you expect again? A new high. So today we actually opened and closed bullish, though with a huge candlestick wick sticking at the bottom. So the next day we expect a bullish move again on JPY index. So once this JPY index will give us a bullish move, then expect also a bearish move on GBPJPY. So I mean, if I would advise you, I would probably advise you to substitute um CAD JPY to GBP JPY. I mean, or substitute GBP JPY to CAD JPY, right? Take away your GBP JPY instead of selling on your GBP JPY. Just sell on your CAD JPY, because see, once this JPY index starts going bullish, then we expect a bearish move on CAD, no doubt about that. CAD to JPY will definitely drop, and you will be having a good amount of drop. I mean, you should be able to grab a lot. Since CAD is dropping and JPY would give us that bullish move, then it makes sense for you to be able to grab a lot of pips and a lot of money on CAD JPY compared to this GBP JPY that will give us a bearish move, which there is no doubt, but it won't be much movement. So that is what I think. But let's go to the 4 hour time frame and see it also. So we can see a new one. We can take a look at these lows. You would see that this as a correction. You take a look at these lows. Once these lows break these previous lower lows, all you just have to do on GBPJPY is wait for a pullback. After the pullback, then you can go ahead to sell this. On the 30 minutes time frame, it will even be more. At the time, price would have dropped further down, would have broken these lows, drop, giving us a pullback. They can go ahead to sell. Then you will know that there's multiple break-on structure downward. Then that will be a confirmation of multiple break-on structure downward. Then you can go ahead to sell on GBP JPY.